down here at the yard again today. We're at 3124, 426 is behind me, and we're going to meet up with 3325 the VR later on as we go for a trip with Hanson Bournemouth at the Swanage. I'm Aaron and Jack, and join me as we go on the Wilson Dorset buses. Roll that intro. Now for the first leg of our journey today, we're heading between Folkestone and Seldown, following the main court on this end of the run, heading down towards Bournemouth where we turn off, up following the 50 and the 80 and the 70 for a little bit before we head down on the 20s route, before instead of turning left into the little estate, we went straight on past Parkstone Rail Station, through Ashley Cross and then up to Seldown. Now this was filmed quite a few months ago, as you can tell by the weather. We haven't really had this much rain since then. It's been nice and sunny lately, but this was filmed back when we had non-stop rain. This is about the clearest day we had at the time. Now, it was nice being out on 3124. Since then, she has been going under a little bit of work. Mainly on the interior, her stop bell has been, well, her stop sign has started to be replaced, and her bell poles are starting to be repainted. She just needs a little bit of work and then she'll be back on the road, hopefully in time for Bournemouth Bus Rally this year, as we do love to see the old girl out. As well as the VR, she's having a little bit of tender loving care, and she was at the Winchester Running Day quite recently along with the Solo, but more on that later, maybe next week, you'll see. Now of course, it's always nice getting these old girls out. The looks you get when you're driving around town, it's magical, the smell. And even though they've been out of service for a while, you do get the occasional time where you get a bit flagged down, but I can't remember what number we're on. I think we were still running 153 Bevington Heath on the line, if memory serves, but no doubt I'm misremembering. So I'll let you enjoy this little time lapse, and we'll see you in Seldown. So now we're here at Seldown Coach Park. 3124 obviously we come up with, and 3325 is now here. Both looking rather dashing in their Wilson Dorset colours. And we've also got something quite new here as well from Excelsior Coaches. Their brand new 75 plate Yutong is also here. So that's quite nice to see. Obviously you've got the pool depot at the back there. Got a nice eclipse on the end as well. So we're going to have a quick break here. Then we're going to head up to Swanage following sort of the 143. So we're going to head out from here up through Holes Bay, up either Holes Bay or going over the lifting bridge, out and out towards Swanage. You're going to take the low road instead of going up on through Langton Matravers. Just give the old girls a bit of a break, but we will see you in Swanage. Alex, I'll go on that bit there. Ignoring my previous comment, upon research after filming this episode, it was actually the 142 we were following, as the 143 took the high road, whereas the 142 took the low road. Now, sort of recreating the 40 and its older routes was very fun. Again, I haven't been on this route on one of these buses in such a long time. I think the last time I went on a Spectra up here must have been one of the low floor ones back just before the Visionaires came into service, so quite a while ago now. And travelling up all together was lovely. We stayed in age order the whole way up with the VR in front and 426 right behind us. It was honestly such a lovely experience. But I will admit, staring at the behind of another bus makes you want to be at the front, so that's why on the way back we will be travelling on 3325. Now, looking at her from behind, you may notice her panel may be a bit of a mist colour, but obviously not all the VRs had a perfect back end, and from the looks of what I can see, I might be wrong. I know someone in the group will correct me if I am wrong. I believe 3325 had an advert, that's why her white line doesn't match up like the rest of the VRs, but if anyone else does know, please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Now, I think the only thing we didn't do was the little estate just here by Wareham Station, and we took the bypass instead of flying through the town. There was some sort of diversion on, so it was safer to take it this way, but again, I'm starting to waffle. Enjoy the run into Swanage, guys. See you there. So we're here very rarely in Swanage Depot. 3124 and 3325 are here, and in the background you can see the T3, and just poking up behind the VR is Eddystone. Also here, unusually 1102, more livery or more Barbie, and we have 1627, the only E400 OMC to be in the Purbeck Breezer branding. Now, just coming over this way is the community weekend hit down here at Swanage, celebrating 50 years of the railway. And there's a very nice engine parked just there. Eddystone, you have the T3, and in service day, just here behind the fence, is 34070 Manston. So we're going to stay here for a little bit. 426 has gone to the coach park because she's not got this vehicle, she can't park here. But we're going to have a bit of lunch, and then we're going to head back on the VR. So we're going to go see what's around. I'll see you in a bit. So now we're outside of Swanage. We're just here on the seafront by Banjo Pier. We're just waiting for the buses to come through, and then we're going to hop on with 3325, head all the way back to Bournemouth, and then I think we'll wrap things up from there. It's been a nice day. Shout out to Leo. It's good seeing you again, mate. Actually nice getting a chance to talk properly, so you can see Josh as well, because don't you often see him on camera, but very nice to talk to. And yeah, lovely down here in Swanage. You would have seen the footage of the 08 going through at the Swanage Railway. It is their volunteer weekend, but it has been very nice here in Swanage. The weather has actually brightened up because it was very dark and gloomy when we were on the way. It was quite wet, but the weather's turned out quite nice, which is good. It's what we like, you know, nice sun, sea, and buses, and some cheeky fish and chips. But we're gonna watch the buses go past, and we're gonna hop on the VR. Our first bit of footage on the VR, so I'm quite excited for this. As the last time I went on a VR properly was the one that's hit the GSC one. I can't quite remember its fleet number, but I know it's got 666 in its number plate, and that was for the bus rally a couple of years ago. But without further ado, let's see those beautiful buses. Let's get back on the road. Now, there really isn't much I can say about this one going home, apart from the fact that it was a lovely ride. Riding on VRs is something that is special. I don't know what it is, I can't describe it, but if you ever get the chance at your local bus rally, or if something's out on a running day, or just a special journey, if there's a VR, grab a ride on them, because they are just amazing vehicles. This one especially, she's just magic. There's something about them. The old step entrance, the 4-leaf doors, the roar of the engine, it's just got so much character. And modern buses just don't catch it. I said this, I say this all the time to people I know. I love older vehicles. Be it VRs, Spectras, the older Solos, anything step entrance, a Volvo City bus or an Atlantean, or even an old B7. There is something magic about an older vehicle, and you just can't quite capture it with something modern. And I don't mean modern as in like early 2000s, I mean the latest generation, your MMCs, your electric buses. You just can't quite capture the magic. And I think the time of day we recorded this as well really helps it. Just as we were leaving Swanage, the light was starting to fade, so you can see here the sun is going down, you can see the pinks in the skies. It's just something magical. So without any further ado, I will let you guys enjoy this time lapse as it goes from daylight all the way to night, and I'll stop waffling on. So, enjoy the ride. Well, that's me jumping off a bit early, just so I can get home a bit quicker. But thank you for joining me on this very different episode of On the More Buses. Obviously a nice day out with the Wilson Dorset vehicles, and 426 joining along. You would have seen her in the last episode, so I'm going to head home. I've been Aaron and Jack, and we'll see you for another episode real soon. Bye for now.
You see so many on the buses, you won't be sitting on your own. It's so romantic on the buses, you'll find it thrilling when you ride, and you can get it on the buses, upstairs or down inside. Oh, it's a great life. life on the buses. No matter what the time of day, you'll see the world on omnibuses.